Showtime. What's up, historians? Welcome back to another great episode of Historically Haunted Vodcast. Season 4. Can you believe I haven't been canceled yet? That's crazy, right? So Season 4, Episode 11 on this Thursday the 13th. What's up, Kristen Marie? Already checking in. That was quick. What's up, girl? Appreciate you doing all the photos for the Warren Legacy Foundation, or the Warren Paracon with Annabelle and all that stuff, the Conjuring Mirror. Appreciate you, Kristen. Awesome. For the New England Nesper. There we go with Tony Spera. So we are sponsored once again by actor, trucker Donnie Green at Bauer Green Logistics, the trucking company with his wife that he runs out of Florida. Donnie drove the red truck in Pet Cemetery. Get the baby! When Gage was running with the kite, red truck smeared the kid. One of the first ever, I believe, child deaths on screen, or at least in the 80s, I believe. But anyway, so he sponsors the show along with the red truck, the Rinko truck. Of course, John Green Logistics too. Appreciate you very much, trucking company. We also have our sponsor of the week this week is the official mechanic of the show, Dexter Tire Service. Dexter Discount Tire in Dexter, Maine. Dexter, not only the serial killer show, but Dexter, Maine's where they shot the opening scene, the Creep Show too, when the Creep throws the magazines out and the downtowns get the fucking clock tower. And he goes, Billy, you want this? That's Dexter, Maine. Looks the same. That's no shit. Danny, what's up? The Radicals checking in, driving around in his hearse, making Ouija boards out of coffin wood from Connecticut. Appreciate you. Brian from California, what's up? And also, real quick, before we bring on my guests, I want to show you guys this. Donnie made it for me. Let's check it out. Let me get rid of my mug real quick.
Hey everybody, Donnie Green here with the Orinco truck that I drove in the Pet Cemetery movie. I'm here with Adam checking the truck out. Please tune in on Thursday nights for Adam's podcast. And by the way, nice hat, Adam.
That's the joke. Nice hat because he gave it to me. It's his fucking trucking company. What's up, John? Hope you're feeling better from Seattle, Washington. What's up, man? So my next guest is a big one for me. As you guys know, I stick to the paranormal. I stick to history, all that good stuff. But I love my movies. I love my horror, my sci-fi. This dude, I know you didn't see him on screen, but you saw him on screen, if that makes sense. Carl Toop. He was in the original Aliens movie, man. He was in Alien. He was in the original one. He was in the whole suit. We're going to dive into that. He's also a stunt man. He does his own stunts and so much more. I'm so tickled pink this dude is joining me. Big hero of mine. I love this guy, man. As soon as I find out who he was, I'm like, I need him on my show. So without further ado, he's waiting backstage. Carl Toop. What's up, brother?
Hi, Ed. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Sorry for the winded introduction.
I've had worse.
That's what she said. So first and foremost, before we start anything off, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. It's a bit late here. I think we're about 1 o'clock in the morning here, I think. Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning. So,
I just had some people from Australia on last week. I should have known the time difference. Oh, no. I am so sorry. I should do it earlier.
I'm a bit an insomniac, so gets me through the night. This.
Oh, man. John, celebrating 2 years cancer-free. Thank you so much. God bless you, my brother. So I want to ask you, Carl, what got you started into all this? I mean, was it acting school? Were you in drama club or something in school?
My original training was as a dancer. I went to college as a youngster. I was doing dance classes rather than doing my rugby classes. And then after school, I got a 3-year scholarship. Well, I worked my way through 3 years of college at a dance school in London. And so that was my basic training, dancing. So I went into the West End doing shows in the London theatre land. And that was really the start of my career. And that was how I'd aimed for it to go, really. The dancing, that was my passion. And it was in one of the plays I was doing in the West End that led on to the film. So it all followed on, really. So yeah, I never thought the training would lead into doing something like that. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. No. I have a little bit of a lag here, I think. In the woods of Maine, the squirrels run our Wi-Fi. They run our electricity.
Keep peddling.
So are you a fan of sci-fi horror and stuff? Did Alien just kind of fall in your lap, or?
Not really. The film that got me into the whole thing was Hello, Dolly. You know, I remember going to see that at the cinema with my mum, and I was dancing in the aisles. Just loved it. All the costumes, the color, the music, and that's really what got me into it. So completely different from sci-fi and horror or whatever. But I think it's more of the actual the filming of stuff, the work that goes on in the films that interests me, rather than sometimes the actual content of the film. But it's the what goes on in the background that's for me is the interesting part.
The behind the scenes stuff, like the whole what they're talking about between sets, like before the action, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Just try and work out how they did that. But now it's more with computers. But in my day, we did the old-fashioned way. If you got it wrong, you broke your neck. But we got through it. But it's just seeing how things were done, and a lot of work goes on behind the back. Behind the scenes. That's probably sort of 80% of the production, really. That's I suppose that's the bit that interested me the most with the films. I'm not a big film buff as such, but
really,
I like the art of filmmaking probably more than the content of the film. So, yeah.
I get you. That makes sense. And I feel like with Alien, especially when you were in, being older and stuff back then, there was a lot more special effects. Like you said, they didn't have CGI. And of course, they had a little bit, but not like, no.
Yeah, well, there's very little. I think there's more. The scaled down models was the thing. The nearest it got to technical, more technical stuff. But no, it was. There was everything with stunts and everything we did ourselves. There was a few dummies thrown in to replace us, but if we were falling out with a ceiling, that was us. That was we were falling out. And the water scene with Carrie, I was down underwater. There's no oxygen or anything. You just had to go down, hold your breath, and wait for the signal to come up. So
whoa,
it was all
really
technical. No health and safety in those days. So. Yeah,
that was gonna be one of my questions with the water scene. Did you actually have like an air tank with you? But you just held your breath.
No, none of that. And also with that one, I've told this story a few times, but the head that I had on it first trial, I went down with the head on, and it just filled up with water. So the whole thing weighed my head right down to the bottom of the tank, and I'm panicking, can't get up. I don't know how long I was under. There's something wrong here, so someone came in and helped me up a bit, and then changed the head, and it was fine after that. But no questions asked. Get on and do it.
Trial and error, I guess, back then, right? And you just went for
that's
it.
what it was in those days. Yeah. That's
wow. Has there ever been a time where you're just like, this is too much, or I'm in over my head, or just I don't know ever been overwhelming? I mean, obviously it probably has been, but like a real one, like I don't know anymore. Because that seems like a hard movie to work on, especially with the suit you wore.
Well, I think I think the hardest thing is when you audition, because it's not actually hard because you just go for it. You just I want this job, so you just you just do whatever needs to be done to get that job. So I like the challenge. I suppose there was things that I'd never done before that I was asked to do, because I don't like heights, still don't. But in the audition, they asked me to go up the scaffolding. I was wired up in a harness, and they said, right, jump off and sort of pretend you're an alien. And I just did it. The fear had gone out of me. I think the adrenaline just pushed you to it. And then you go, and then when you're asked by a director, you just say, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, no problem. And you just get on and do it. It's you just hope you can.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problems of doing anything, and I managed to do most of what was asked for me. I think if there's something we didn't do, it's usually because of a technical reason that we couldn't either film it in that way, or that was more of the problem rather than what we couldn't do humanly. So it was sometimes the technical side of it that not held us back, but we had to readjust how we were going to film it. So no, it was good. And also with a director like James Cameron, he'll always find a way to get what he wants, filming wise. So you're in his hands as well. So. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, back then he was kind of not starting up, but he's more younger. But yeah, he's definitely. What's up, guys? Checking in. What's up, humans and non-humans?
Yeah. No, I think Because when I got the film, I think more for me was I was impressed by having Sigourney Weaver there. That was I think all the young lads at that age, at that time, were in love with her. I think they still are, some of them. But so that was for me when I worked on the film the first day. It was sort of meeting Sigourney Weaver. I thought this was amazing, and then obviously James.
I was going to ask you that, brother. I was going to say, yeah.
I'm not name dropping.
The childhood crush of mine.
Well, I saw her in the first one, Alien, at the cinema. It's just, she was incredible. She still is, but a little crush on her there in the first one, and then I got to meet her when I did the second one. So it was great. It was, so that was what impressed me first of all, was meeting her on the first day. So,
and getting to work with her on a legendary movie. I mean, did you have any idea how this film would be cemented in legacy? Now they're doing remakes. They're doing this new Alien one coming out. But I mean, you're part of history, brother.
Well, it is now, yeah. It's at the time because I'd seen the first one in the cinema when I was a kid, like I said. But and I loved the film. That was brilliant. It was a great film. But when you think you're doing a sequel, you think, oh gosh, is it going to be as good as the first one? And, is it going to carry on and with the franchise? Will it carry on with the second one? And I think we were lucky enough that he took the direction he did when sort of filming it. That he made it completely different to the first one, and that made it a success as a sequel, I think. So, but no, I didn't have any clue that it was going to be as big as the first one, because it was work for me at the time. I got a job, so it kept me. I was working for 6 months, so that made me happy. So that was the sort of main thing of those days. Paying the rent. So,
that's right.
No, it has. It just carried on. It just keeps giving. They just keep giving these films. It's I see the fans today. I'm now on my third generation. I had the grandparents, I've got the parents, and now I've got the grandkids coming along now. So I've seen the 3 generations, seeing the film now. Which, it's amazing. It's a family thing now. Keep it, because the grandparents, they're real fans. They sort of force it onto their kids, and their kids like it as well. And they force it onto their kids. So it's great that it's been
true.
able to carry on down, which is great. Yeah.
I don't know if it's the horror sci-fi genre, but it's almost like with heavy metal, people pass it down to the kids, and it's like, oh, you got to watch Alien. Oh, you got to watch Terminator. You got to watch, you know what I mean? You got to watch Jaws. You know what I mean? It's the groundbreaking ones. I think Alien's right up there. I got to ask you, Carl. I got to ask you a kind of a personal question. Do you believe in aliens yourself? Real aliens?
I don't know. I think there's something out there. So there's another planet with something else on it. But
okay,
I don't think there's. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know what's out there. I'm sure we're here, so why shouldn't there be anywhere else? It's but men in green suits. I'm not sure that's what an alien is. I don't know. It's a tricky question, that one. There's got to be something else out there, but what? Who knows?
So you never had a personal experience then? You never seen a UFO or nothing? You mind if I smoke? I have a medical card.
No, I'm not in the room. So, no.
Some people find it rude. I just want to make sure you.
No, it won't affect me here. So.
Well, that's cool. I mean, because I think
Yeah, sorry. No, I don't think I've had a personal experience as such. No, I did a Ouija board at school. I know you shouldn't play around with that, but I did one at college at one of these drunken evenings, I think it was one night. And it came up with the answer that I was expecting, but no one else in the room knew. So it actually brought up the name of the person I was asking about. So I think that's probably the nearest thing I've felt a bit strange about. I thought, oh gosh, where did that come from? But
Wow. As far as paranormal goes, like ghosty stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if that counts, but it was something I didn't want to do either, because I didn't want to mess around with it, because it's probably something that I just thought it should be left on it. Don't go in there too much, because you don't know what you're going to find. But after the sort of the first hot pipe cider, I thought, okay, let's give it a go, and then it gave me the answer I was expecting. So it was that was a bit strange. That's probably the only occasion I've sort of come across it. So, but it's always stuck in my mind. So it's it's always it's in the back of my mind somewhere. But I try, it's something I don't delve into too much.
It stuck with you, like you said. If no one in the room knew the answer but you, and whatever this person's naming came out, that's kind of a weird coincidence. So you got to admit,
it was rather strange, and I wasn't expecting it to happen, at all. It was very interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
People checking in saying hello. Brian Sinclair, that's the one that sponsored the show. He's the one he goes, I got to sponsor the Alien. He goes, I got to sponsor that show. So he sponsored the show, Dexter Tire. Appreciate you. Jim Brown, friend of mine. John Byrne, you asked how you like Bill Paxton.
Oh, he was cool. Yeah, he was. The whole cast. The whole cast were. They're great crowd to be around. I wasn't with because I was in my costume most of the time, so I was spent most of my time with the crew, because they helped me in the costume and setting me up. But in break times at the canteen, we're having lunch or tea breaks, the famous tea breaks. They were great. Bill Paxton was just a comedian. He was the life and soul, really, the whole thing. He was like he was in the film a bit. That was sort of partly his character as well. But it was great. Good crowd. We enjoyed it. But Bill was something special. So yeah, he was great.
I love that you got a smile on your face the whole time talking about it. That's real, and you enjoyed it because you're just glowing talking about it, dude. That's cool.
Yeah, it's not very often. If you're going to do one film, why not do a good one? And I was lucky to do it. And I don't know how I got the job, but why I got it, but I did. And it's still with me. So yeah, you're welcome, John.
I gotta say, you guys check out Alien Warrior, Carl Toop on Facebook. Like his page, share. I've been sharing the crap out of it, but I want to talk about you because honestly, man, you're a cool dude. Put the alien shit aside right now, and I want to talk about Carl, the man, because you're an interesting cat, and I appreciate your time. What do you do what do you do for a hobby, man? Do you go hiking? Do you read books? What's Carl Toop do when he's not doing anything?
Well, hobbies I like traveling. That's my main thing. So this whole alien thing, because I've sort of been resurrected again, I suppose, because I was forgotten for about a good 30 years. Because I wasn't one of the faces of the film. And I'd gone on to other things. I'd gone on to choreographing and a new life as well. So now it's this Alien, they wanted me to do conventions and everything, so I'm getting to travel loads of places. Last week I was in London again. Next weekend I'm up in the north of France. We're doing something there. Then in November I'm back going over to the States. So this is great for me. So I'm traveling, but I'm now a chef. That's my.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I did my research too. I couldn't. No shit. Okay. Okay. It's like souffles and stuff, or like.
Well, it's vegetarian. I do vegetarian.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Where I'm living, it's the land of duck. I don't know if you like duck, but it's not my favorite thing to eat. So I thought, well, let's do a challenge here and start vegetarian, and it's doing really, really well. So So I'm enjoying that. But food has always been a bit of a cooking is always I've always loved cooking. I hate cooking for myself. But if it's me on my own, it's just a sandwich or 2 slices of bread, put something in it, and that's it. But if I have people coming around, I love cooking for other people. Now that's probably one of my hobbies, main hobbies.
Dude, I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't expect that. Also, I've had duck and Thai food. It's a little greasy for my taste.
Yeah,
I've had it in some Thai food, but I mean, I've tried it.
We had a restaurant once, and we had a banquet hall at the back, so we could do about 200 sittings, 200 customers, and they always used to like this. We have it. It's called confit of duck, and it's confit duck legs in fat. And you buy it in these big tins, and you open the tin up, and you put your hand in, you take these chicken thighs out, and you put them in the pan. I just did this for I don't know how many years, and I just got sick of it. So that was my challenge when I moved down to this area where they have duck everywhere. Let's go vegetarian. So there you go. Yeah. But, no, gardening. I like gardening.
You learned something new, dude. I'd love to eat something.
Yeah, there you go.
That's cool. I do want to touch on the traveling thing though, because of course, as I mentioned, I am a booking agent. I'm sure you have your own. I'm just a stoner from Maine that's got a couple people. I actually have Stacey Johnson. She played Pennywise in the Stephen King remake of It. I know Bill Skarsgård did, but she was in the sewer when Georgie got his arm ripped off. That was her, and she's one of my clients. So I'd love to get you some shows. Obviously, you have your own guy, whatever. But if I can think of, would you come to Maine, New England? Have you ever been?
Yeah, no, I've never been. No, because
Massachusetts, no.
No, well, no. No, I've been. Well, I used to work in New York, Long Island. I used to work out there.
Yeah.
East Hampton, a place called East Hampton out there. Worked there, and didn't really get to travel. I've been down to Miami, Florida, Jacksonville. Maine I've never done. So yeah, we can.
I get the Bangor Paracon, man. I'd love to get you. We could talk behind the scenes of what it would take as far as hotel accommodations, all appearance fee. We'll talk about that. And like I said, but I love to work with you, and I'm sure Donnie would too. Okay. So right there, Thomas Patrick runs the Salem Horror Fest. He had the girl from Cannonball run there last year. He had the famous, he had what's her name? Crisco, some old magician dude from the '60s.
Right.
Shit, I forget his name, but we're bringing where the witches were hung and stuff like that. You into that stuff? I mean, where you are, you're overseas. You're into that stuff, right? Mermaids and witches and banshees and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. No, so, I'm open to anything at the moment. I'm just making the most of everything. I'm really enjoying it. Meeting the fans. It's just, it's just amazing how much pleasure you can give people by, something I did 38 years ago. So, hi, Irene. Yeah, no, I'm making the most of it, enjoying it, and I'm a very lucky chap. So,
dude, I can feel it when we talked before the show. You're oozing positive. You actually asked me about me. Most of my people don't. That was nice. We listened to my story. You said I was a good speaker. That was a compliment. Yeah. So I got to ask you some more. I want to ask some more fun ones. So what do you watch for movies? I mean, you mentioned some funny ones earlier. You mentioned the old school one. What do you watch? Like any shows or anything? Series?
Yeah, I don't really watch movies. I've got my concentration levels are very low. If it lasts more than sort of 10 minutes, I'm sort of twitching. So I like comedy. I like the old comedies, comedy series, classics and that. But because the convention I was at last week, it was a charity event, and they had I don't know if you've ever seen a comedy series called Allo Allo. It's about the Second World War, but it's based in France, and it's the Germans have taken over. But it's all very funny. It's everyone taking the Mickey out of everyone else, and it's just it's very.
You like Hogan's Heroes at all? Like I know nothing. I see nothing.
No, it don't mention the war, and I just like comedies more because it's for my concentration level, that's about as much as I can go. But films, I'd probably, if I was probably to choose a type of film, it'd be more musicals, comedy musicals,
Okay.
like because that really was what my training. That's what my passion was. So I can really relate to the work that's going into that, and understand the technical side and that, and the stories are often quite gentle and cute and lovely. The love story in there somewhere. So
even Little Shop of Horrors with when the man eating plants, a musical, but that's kind of
that I love. That was brilliant. And also that one, they were filming at the same time we were filming Aliens at Pinewood Studios.
That's right.
So that was quite a fun time in the canteen, because we'd all have our lunch breaks at the same time. That always worked out like 1 o'clock. So everyone's in. You've got all the people dressed up as the Little Shop of Horrors, and you've got all the Marines and the alien me coming in on our uniforms. So it was a great mix in the canteen, and that was great.
Oh my God, Carl, dude! Yeah. It's a big movie orgy. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Shit!
Got to see the set on that one as well, because Pinewood's where they film a lot of the big, a lot of James Bond films. So it's a huge setup. But to get on the set of Little Shop of Horrors was pretty impressive.
My God. I just threw that on a whim because my girlfriend's got the album and shit. She loves all that, Heather. She's watching downstairs. She's a big fan too. Heather Witchin came and eating my girl of she's a big fan. A lot of people were pumped for this. So I want to ask you some more fun ones before we get to some more serious shit, because I'm dying to ask you 100 questions. We only got about half hour left. What do you do? Like, you say you're traveling. Give me one bucket list and one place you love that you probably go once a year at least, besides where you live.
I'd like to go to Japan. That's on the bucket list.
Haven't been yet?
No, keep trying. We were meant to go just before COVID. We had it all booked, and then it got cancelled. And so the sort of money went into other holidays and other projects. So I think we're going to plan it for about 2 years' time. We're going off again, if we can get it all sorted out and get everything timed right. We go there for about 3 weeks. I think that's what we're planning to do. So, if we're going that far, and that you might as well make it the holiday of a lifetime and get that.
Yeah, let's go for a week.
Yeah. Somewhere I love Barcelona. I like going to Barcelona. And luckily, it's not too far from me. We're about a 5-hour drive away, so that's quite nice to go down there. Costa Rica, that I really enjoyed the nature side of it. I don't know. Each country, there's something. I tend to like countries where there's a culture shock, or a culture that's different to my one. Like Egypt, I love Egypt.
You've been to Egypt? Oh, that's on my bucket list.
Yeah, no, Egypt I love. It's incredible. It's the civilization in the time and that, and you get the pyramids. Okay, it's very touristy, but when you're in front of these huge things, you're like a little ant at the bottom of it, and the questions that go through your mind: why they built it, how they built it.
Yes.
And one of them, you can actually go into it, and you sort of go through this tunnel. You're sort of bending down, and you come down to it's just a room, probably, I don't know, about 10 meters by 4 meters, and the walls are perfectly smooth, and I think the angles are the precision. And this is right in the middle of one of the pyramids, and it's that you really feel something there. That there's some the weight, the history. There you do feel something. It's really.
I can't even imagine.
There you go.
I can't even imagine being.
Yeah, that's probably the nearest I've got to feeling this something outside of this world and this time is what happens in Egypt, and it's magic. It's mystic. It is mystic. I think.
I've heard everything from supposedly slaves to aliens to giants possibly built these structures? They align with the galaxy and the Milky Way and shit. And like,
yeah, it's all done.
I
Well,
mean,
the pyramids is a structure that goes throughout all the continents. But and they're all lined up, which I think is pretty amazing. They were built thousands of years ago, and they're all lined up perfectly. So it's
they didn't have satellites back then, Carl.
I can't draw a straight line with a ruler, so so how do they do that? No, that is incredible, and it's the people are lovely. No, Egypt I love. Yeah, that's probably answers your question. That's probably the country I'd go to that I've been to the most.
You got the passion in your voice, man. I could tell you dig the history. I could tell you probably look into the food that they got, especially being a cook, chef. You must look into their culture, what they eat, what to cook, all that shit. It's all different than a burger or Happy Meal.
I've got about 300 cookery books in front of me, and I bought some in while I was out there, so it's quite interesting there, and the books, even though it's a modern book, it's still written as if it's the woman has got to cook all the time, whereas actually in the country itself, it's a lot of the men that do the cooking in the restaurants and on the streets, the bakers. It's more men. But the book I've got is an actual it's called a Egyptian housewives cookbook, and it tells how the lady should behave at home when she has guests and everything, and it still exists all that today. So it's not very funny really, but it's
no, it's kind of, but I be like.
But that culture is still there, and that's how they live. That's how they live it. So, but no, Egypt is lovely. And I first went to the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. It's before because they've built a new one which isn't open yet, I don't think. But you go into the museum and there's just treasures everywhere. But it's just like they've dumped it there. They've dumped the whole lot in this huge building. You've got these treasures, just lying around. So. For them, they just, I think, so they have all these treasures and it's just lying around. It's just as if it's nothing. And us, we go there and it's like, how can they do this? But they have built a fabulous new museum just at the base of the pyramids. So that's where I'd like to go next to see that. Where it's, I don't know if you saw it. They paraded all the mummies, all the pharaohs down the Cairo streets from the old museum to the new museum. It's real spectacular. It's a real parade, all the fireworks and everything. But just they really respected the moving of the bodies from one place to the new museum. Very well done.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry, I'm waffling on again. It's just a country you can go.
Oh no, man, you got me sold, brother.
Yeah, sorry.
You could be a sales agent. You're gonna want to book a flight tomorrow to Egypt, for Christ's sake.
Oh, if you can go do it, it's well worth it. Yeah.
Wow. That's what I like, though. I think you got to think outside the box. It's not just the life you live. Like you said earlier, it's different cultivations, it's different civilizations. What they eat is not what they eat. What they eat is all different.
Yeah, because I love the States, but it's very similar to our culture. We're very similar to our language base. It's the same, and the culture is very similar. So when you go into another culture, it just opens up your mind and helps you understand that your culture isn't necessarily the best one, but that is our culture, so we live with it. But there are other cultures which are just as important, and you respect those as well, because they're just as good as ours. It's just a different way of living.
That's what keeps the world down, is the segregation. People worried about instead of embracing what people are about. They speaking of chefs, I went to an alien parafest there. It's like an alien Bigfoot type of fest. And I was actually there, and I set up, and Addie's food truck was there. And then because Carl, you're a chef. These guys make crazy, weird little creations and just different shit food truck. So shout out to Addie's food truck in Maine.
Hi,
have you heard about Maine at all? Is there anything besides Stephen King you've heard about Maine?
Not really. Yeah, look, well, look, apart from lobsters.
Yeah.
But no, I need to. Yeah, I need to go around a bit more in the States. We can do it.
Thank you, Thomas. Agreed. Respect all cultures.
Yeah.
Carl is right. Addie's absolutely. Thank you for your deep fried corn dogs and your sweet potato fries. Those were amazing. I was wicked stoned. I had the munchies. Tasted fantastic. Thank you.
Well,
if you do,
mine is actually a food truck. So because we do a market on a Thursday where everyone comes to buy their orders, and then in the summer we have a food truck and we do the night markets and we do vegetables. So I can understand the hard work that Addie's puts into it. So go Addie's.
Yes, dude, Addie's, you just got a shout out from fucking Alien Guy. This is the dude in the alien suit from the original. Yes, happy to oblige. Yes, this dude. So that's killer. Good for you. You owe me a corn dog next time I see you, Addie's. So yeah, man, I'd love to take you on a tour up here if you're into that stuff. Where like you into like Salem witches? You into like weird? Because where you guys are from, we're still babies here in America. 1600 to us is old. Where you're from, it's like 1400s, 1500s, right? I mean, history.
It's history. Well, the village I live in, it's the 1246 was the first market, and the market's still going. So
1246 AD. What?
And it's in a little. They call them bastides here, and it's like a square, a village square, and all the old houses around. It's great. Yeah, we do have history. But it's just keeping the history going as well, because this village a few years ago was in ruin, and then people have started to redo rebuild the houses, but exactly as they used to be. So you have to work on keeping history alive, because otherwise it will just get pushed away and buried. So
oh man, you're a great dude. I knew my gut instinct was right to get you on. Thank you for your time, Carl. We've still got about 25 minutes to go, man. Shit. Okay. I gotta get you in Maine. I gotta get you at some Maine conventions, some Stephen King stuff. Like maybe we'll talk soon. Maybe if not this year, next year. But Salem, I think you can make a pretty penny, and I think you people would love to meet you. You're a great dude and well respected, man. Shit. Where have you been in the States besides New York?
Well, New York, Florida, Jacksonville. I went down to terrible. I can't remember. New Jersey. Been to New Jersey in
kind of East Coast. I mean, you've been to my area.
Yes, I've never been to the West Coast. It's always been down. San Antonio, went there. That was last year. Really enjoyed San Antonio. That was nice. Where else? Miami, Florida, Jacksonville.
Oh man,
New York.
You could sweep across America. You could do a tour. Houston. All these people I know. I'm gonna put your word out to some people. Give me some time. We had a question.
I've got a guy that works for me in the States, so he does some things, but it's very difficult getting into some of these conventions because, partly because I'm not known myself visually, so I'm trying to get my image out there as much as I can on Instagram and Facebook. I'm not that good at it, but I'm trying, and just try and get the creature back out there, because there's all these images we show of aliens. There's always an alien somewhere in it, and that was me. But,
I love you, dude. I'd be happy to share your shit. No strings attached, no contract. You know what I mean? If I just meet you, hook me up with a picture and an autograph, and I'll hook you up to some conventions in New England. I got my word on that.
But we'll talk about that. So.
Get some New England states on that list. Yes, Addie's exactly. We got a question real quick going back to the village. What is the oldest standing house that you know of in that village?
Oh, that I don't know.
Thomas.
I don't know. Well, probably the square is the oldest part, so that's probably 1200.
Wow, 1200. God damn.
So that's probably the old. I know probably there's old, but I think the square is the oldest part of the village, so that's probably about 1100s, 1200s. So.
And they still sell there like a market. They still sell.
Yeah,
stuff.
Still a market inside. Yeah, and let's go every Thursday morning, and we'd had one this morning, and no, it's packed. It's busy. winter and summer. I think in the culture over here, it's because it's fairly rural. People do tend to buy their produce, fresh produce at the markets rather than going to the supermarket. So we're pretty lucky that the customers come to us rather than going to the local supermarket. It's great. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So Thomas says, wow, Thomas Patrick Gormley is another client of mine. He's an archangel of paranormal.
Right.
He runs the Salem Parafest and the Connecticut. It's the oldest Connecticut fest before the Warrens did it. And I'm sure we could get you for that, if not this year, next year, because those are coming right up. You could own New England, dude. People love Alien. This is good. This is good. What was it like to wear that suit, man? Did you sweat like a super sweat tank or what?
Well, no, it wasn't too bad because the actual suit itself was like a lycra body suit. And then you had the attachments. So you had the head, you had the rib cage put on, and then you had the pipes at the back. And
the big tail.
And the tail, yeah, that was put on. So it's pretty easy costume to wear. And also we were filming in Acton Power Station, which was an emptied out power station, an electrical power station. So it was dark, it was wet, it was smelly, it was cold, it was so we were wrapped up for that. So,
it was perfect.
Perfect weather, perfect conditions. The studio, we had a bit more heat in that, but no, it was a fairly easy costume to wear. The head was the hardest bit because it was about 1 meter long, so it was keeping it balanced and making sure you didn't knock into the set with it when you're turning around and that. But no, the costume, when I first saw it, when I walked into the dressing room, I thought, there's no way this is going to look any good on screen. Not that I knew anything at that point, but it was just hanging up on a coat hanger in the dressing room. There's no way. And then once they've got all the bits attached to it and you're in it and they've got the smoke and the acid and the lighting and the makeup and that, it's quite impressive. But the actual detail in the work is, the rubber bits stuck. I'm just calling them rubber bits, but they were more than that. It was the detail that it was a Stan Winston and his guys that created the costumes and that, and the detail in them is pretty amazing. It's
what's his name? I was going to ask you, who created the costume? Stan Winston.
He was
Winston. I haven't heard that name before. Shoot.
Yeah, he's no longer with us, unfortunately, but. He's got a very big score that is interesting to look at their page. It's Stan Winston School. You see that all these creatures they created and everything. And there's all the work that goes into it, and it's well worth looking at because there's a lot of work that goes into it, and it's worth just seeing how it's done. Understanding a bit more about what goes in into the work of creating a creature like that. But the original designer came from H.R. Geiger. He was
I've heard of that name.
Yeah, he created the creature Alien, and so each film they've taken the creature that he created and adapted it. Like the head's different in each film, so they've all adapted. But he was the base. H.R. Geiger. He created the actual alien itself, and then they used that and adapted it. So I want to go and get to his museum, which is in Switzerland. He's got a museum. It looks pretty amazing. It's because he created the creature, but he also created interior design with the all the detail of the alien in his work. So I think it looks pretty impressive. So that's on my bucket list as well. So.
Another one, Switzerland.
See if I can get invited down there.
Yeah. Well, hey, real quick, let me make you glow a little bit. I got to play this because I told myself I would. Here we go.
Just tell me one thing, Burke. You're going out there to destroy them, right? Not to study, not to bring back, but to wipe them out.
That's the plan.
All right, people, on the ready line. Are you ready? Yeah! Are you ready? Yeah! Are you ready? Get on the ready line, Marine! Get something to die! Get on the ready line! Get your light up here.
Keep back, don't scare her.
Movement. Talk to me, Hudson.
I got signals. I got readings in front and behind.
There's nothing back here.
Look, I'm telling you, there's something moving and it ain't us.
Get them out of there.
They cut the power.
How could they cut the power, man? They're animals.
There's movement all over the place.
5 meters, man. 4.
Aliens. This time, it's war.
Did you guys hear that? Was it? Yeah.
That looks like it could be a good film. That
Showed you at the end there a little bit. I had to bring that
great.
on. I'm glad. So yeah, we was looking about 20 minutes ago. Is that cool with you? I'm gonna rub you another 20. I know it's like 1 o'clock Saturday or Friday morning where you are, right?
Friday morning, yeah. Got nothing better to do, so.
Oh, hold on. I can hear it playing still. All right, there we go. I got rid of it. Yes, she's laughing. Thank you, Addie. She's a good chick. Yes, you guys gotta check out Carl, dude. Have some duck, add some duck to you, Addie's. Well, Carl doesn't like duck too. Carl, what's your go-to? What's your big thing, brother? Steak, burgers? What do you like? Clams?
Seafood. A lot of seafood. Fish, like fish. Yeah, meats. Not very. I don't eat a lot of meat, but fish. I could eat fish all the time. Yeah, seafood, crab, lobsters.
Carl, while we're recording you and it's on record, and it's going on my YouTube channel tomorrow. If you come into Maine, you're gonna let me buy you a lobster roll.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
It's on recorded, Carl. Yes, that would be my pleasure, brother. I would show you whatever you'd like to see. This history in Maine from supposedly Vikings and witches, mermaids, slave ships. Maine's pretty old. I do tours in Maine, and sushi's good too.
How old is Maine?
Maine, 1820.
Sorry, how many?
18. We were actually we were Massachusetts from 1776 to 1820. In 1820, they signed the Declaration for Maine right across the street from where LL Bean is. You've heard of LL Bean?
Yeah. Okay.
The warehouse in Freeport, right across the street's Joshua Tavern. It's an 1889 tavern that was burned down and 3 people died, and they serve you clams now. And there's a big walk outside saying Maine got its freedom here. John Hancock was there present.
Yeah.
And shit like that. So I go there. I like that ghosty stuff, the history. Maine doesn't have what you got, but we got some history here.
Yeah. Well, history is yesterday, isn't it? So
that's amen.
History is all around us. So there you go.
There's a witch buried in York, Mary Nason. There's a concrete slab above her grave so she wouldn't rise from it. And she's on the epitaph, a big boobie sticking out. 1775 or something. She was killed at 28. She was hung. So I go to her grave, and there's always a black crow hanging on the tree. So you tell me, you know.
Is it alive?
The crow's alive. No, the crow. I propped it up so people would get nervous. And
don't move.
No, that's cool, man. I'd love to show you around because you're a straight dude, man, and I appreciate you having your time, being early in the morning. You've been across. I've seen you doing conventions. You get your table set up with your 8x10s. Yeah. And what's your next thing, Carl? What's your next adventure?
Well, the next thing's I've got the Bloody Weekend Festival up in on the Swiss border, French-Swiss border up there. That's next weekend. And then the next one, because after that, I'm blocked through the summer because we do the night market. So it's a very busy season for us, July, August. And then after that, it's October, November over to the States. And the one I've definitely got booked for the moment is Monster Mania in Oaks in Pennsylvania.
I was going to say Pennsylvania, Monster Mania. Yeah. That's a big one.
And that's where I'm going to meet Carrie for the after since we made the film. So that's going to be a pretty good one for me anyway, to see her after all these years. So
oh, it's bringing you guys back together, man. I was saying, do you keep in contact with the cast or directors?
No.
Anybody? You guys just no Facebook, nothing.
No. Well,
No
yeah, a couple on Instagram, Facebook. We just sort of like each other's pages and that, but no, there's no contact. But you know, when we see each other at the shows, it's you know, we're not best friends, but you know, we have a good time. You know, let's have a good old chat and you know, find out what we will, because you know, everyone's sort of doing different things all the time. So you know, some have moved on to other things and that. So it's it's great. It's a good mix now because everyone's lived their lives and they've all got these experiences that we can all catch up on. And I'm catching up more because I haven't been with them for the last sort of 30 years. So they've been together for all that time, so they roughly know what's going on. But so I'm the one learning and getting into their little gang at the moment. So no, they've been really good because I did my first Q&A with them. I'd never done a Q&A with them, and they were so good to me. You know, they really helped me out, and it was good. It's a good feeling with them. So it's great.
It's a nice big. It's the next new chapter, new journey. It's kind of like reliving.
That's what I love. You know, this. I never stop doing new things. I just love. You don't know what's coming next. You just go for it. You know, just enjoy it. And
I dig that.
I am. It's. So I'm very lucky. So.
I see you glowing, brother. You're glowing. I love it. I know you're probably drunk at 1 a.m. over there.
No,
it's
water.
Oh, that's not wine. Oh no, shit. Well, I got a little buzz.
No.
So I'm drinking some cider there. I have a little bit of a buzz. But I dig that energy, man. I dig the positiveness. I think life is what you make of it. And obviously, like, you're not right. It's this, dude, people dig this film. They are excited to know that you were the alien. It wasn't just a CGI alien. There was someone in the suit.
Yeah.
And that's big. So why not give the people what they want and make a couple of bucks and travel while doing it, right?
Yeah, no, it's if I can make people happy, that is part of it, you know. It's
boom. Love Carl's energy. Love to meet him. We'd love to get you in Salem. Thomas runs a Salem Con in the middle of October in Salem, Massachusetts, where there's about 65,000 people. And I think you would fit in good with there.
Yeah, well, because you know, I'm looking at my dates, and depending what the date is, we might be able to work something out if I'm wanted out there.
Plenty of time to talk about it. Donnie will be there with the truck, more than likely.
Okay.
It'll happen, so that'll be cool. You can set up next to him. That would be great. But we'll talk about that later on. Yeah. About 10, 15 minutes ago. Let me see. Carl, do you want to ask me? I usually ask my guests if they want to ask me something towards the end of it. We're not going to end it right now, but anything you want to ask me?
What's your favorite food?
Ooh. I mean, growing up, it was always pizza. I'm half Italian. I've always wanted to go to Italy. You ever been to Italy real quick?
No, well, I've been on the border, but I haven't been down there. I should do.
Not like Rome or...
Sorry?
Not like Rome or Venice or nothing then.
No. Just on the French-Italian border, I've been there. But,
okay.
I need to go there.
That's the top or by the boot? That's by the top.
That's the top, yeah.
So I've always loved Italian food, man. I've grown to love things over the years. Like I really do like fucking clams now. Are really, especially being from Maine, you kind of gotta love seafood, otherwise they'll kick you out. But at the same time, man, I've really grown. My girlfriend's an Italian cook, and she'll just whip up these Italian dishes. I don't know what it is. The spicier, the better. You dig spicy food?
Italian's not usually that spicy though, apart from a few sauces, but
I put the hot flakes in. I put the pepper flakes in.
Yeah, right. You add your little touch to it, I see. No, I love Indian food because in England we were known for not being very good cooks, or we don't. Apparently, our food's not very good. But a lot of the Indian culture, because we have a lot of Indian people there. So Indian food I love, spicy Indian food.
I like Indian food. Thai food too can be spicy. They go 3 stars or 4. I go, ooh, do I want heartburn? 4 stars, fuck it.
I'm more medium. I find if it's too hot, you lose some of the taste, flavors of the other stuff. So I like to keep it medium. I'm a bit of a coward as well. So
They make ice cream for that, right, Carl? No place on Halloween like Salem. That's true. Salem's the capital. We'll get Carl out there. It's at Salem State University, which is the college in Salem, the Salem Witches. So that'd be dope. That's where the girl from Cannonball Run was, and the great Kreskin. And there's a chick there from what's the movie with Santa Claus? Slumber Party or something, or Silent Night, Deadly Night. She was in that film. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. We get 10 minutes to go. So, Carl, let's plug some shit. Where can people find you? Can they order merchandise from you? Pictures, pre-signed?
Well, yeah, I've got a site on Etsy. Carl Toop's Alien Warrior Shop, I think it's called. There's that. Or come and see me at conventions. That's the best way, I think. Just so we can meet. It's a lot better way. On my Instagram page, I keep people up to date with what I'm doing, convention-wise, alien-wise. It's nearly all about aliens. I don't talk that too much about myself on it, but I'm getting there. I'm getting used to it a bit more. So I'm releasing a bit more information about me every time. But I try and keep it sort of based on the alien theme. So, but yeah, if anyone wants to ask me questions, just message me on my Instagram, and I try and answer everyone, so that's the best way if you want to contact me and have a chat or whatever. But so yeah, really, it's just the Etsy shop I have, Alien Warrior, and then the conventions. So I'm not the best of businessmen, so I do it in my own little way. So it works quite well. So
if you want Carl on your podcast, or if you're in a local convention, he does have his own agent. But if you guys know me, I'm friends with Carl on Facebook personally. Message me and I can hit him up. Historically Haunted Booking LLC, Adam Historian Ghost Hunter, and I can relay the message to Carl to get him maybe New England. I don't want to step on toes, but if I can at least, I don't want nothing out of it either, dude. Seriously, I just want to I think you should be known because you're a cool dude. If I can get you to Maine, that'd be dope. So we'll talk later, but. Yeah, you're one of the most humble people I know, man. You don't toot your own horn very much. You're pretty modest, which is cool. Do you have any idols? Anyone you look up to in the field or in the industry, I should say?
I think you've got to respect everyone because basically, if they're in a certain position, they've got there through hard work. Generally, you don't get anywhere without hard work. So I think respect a lot. I suppose now I'm respecting the older ones. Like I saw Jane Fonda the other day, and she's incredible. She's this
legend,
this strong woman. She's rebelled against, or fought for so many things, and she's kept her. She's dignified. She's elegant. She's intelligent, and so and she's still around. She's still. Giving it. You've got to respect those people that have managed to stay in the business for that long. And I don't know what she's like as a person. I've never met her. She might. I'm sure.
But you don't hear no bad shit.
No,
you don't. You know that. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't.
She's got her opinions, and if you don't agree with opinions, that's fine. But she can still be a good person. But I just saw her the other day. I thought incredible lady. And she's fought all her life for different causes and everything, and she's still, she's been true to herself. So I think that's great. So, but no, there's no one special that I respect. I think if they've made it in the business and they're still there, I think you have to respect them for the hard work they're doing and they've done. So,
perfect answer, dude. That's a very awesome thing to say. Seriously, dude, that's a great thing to say, man. I couldn't ask for a better guest tonight. Would you do me the honor of having you on maybe in a couple months if you end up doing a New England tour? We can shoot the shit about it, or
see what. Yeah,
I don't want you to block me after this show. Basically,
no. I just it's just finding things to keep people interested and ourselves interested. So
dude, you were cool. You responded right back to me. You were nothing but kind. You were just, you've been a great guest for this past hour. I've robbed you of your life here.
It went very quickly. So I didn't so it must have been pretty good for me. So
dude,
an hour. So
I sorry there wasn't a lot of questions in chat, but I like I said, I got a couple more if you don't mind. We got about 4 or 5 minutes left. I just want to know, I guess, like, I don't know. I mean, like the whole concept of Alien, the whole thing of it. I mean, obviously you read the whole movie plot. Did you I mean, it's
Well,
just
actually,
so fucking mind blowing. Did you agree?
yeah.
Like, it's just like, this is a winner. We got to do this, right?
Well, I didn't read that. I wasn't given a script. I was just given a costume. So
Really?
yeah. So
No kidding.
yeah, no. So it was every day I was coming in. I was being told what the setup was. I was told the story as we were going along because it obviously it's not filmed in order. It's filmed at their convenience.
Chunks.
So I'd go in. They sort of call me up. Oh, can you come in tomorrow? We're doing this scene, and then they'd explain the scene, what was happening before and after, and that's how I learned how the film. I never learned it from beginning to end. I learned it in different sections. So it was a complete muddle in my head. So when I saw it on screen, it was like, wow,
what a trip! What a trip!
Wow. Well, because I didn't have to get into sort of method acting or anything. I didn't have to. I was moving in a costume, and I knew I had to scare the little girl, or I had to go and grab someone, and so that was.
So you technically didn't have any lines, I guess, right?
No, the line they give me is hiss.
The hissing noise. Oh, that's cool.
Generally, my blood dripping out. So.
Oh man.
But no, I had no speaking line in that one. So.
Man.
Yeah, so I didn't really know the plot of it until I saw it at the cinema. So that for me was amazing, seeing it at the premiere. It was this whole thing had come together, because when you're actually working, you lose a bit of the magic of it. You know, you see how things are actually done, and it's you think, well, how's that going to look? And then you see it on the screen, and pretty good.
That is pretty good. Yes, we have. Wow. Impressive, because your mind just goes off, and especially back then, it's like, that's crazy. Wow. Cool. Well, thank you for letting me rob you of an hour.
No, it's great. Well, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for your time, Carl. I appreciate you.
Never know how it's going to go, so I really enjoyed it, and well done. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. I don't make a script. I just let my ADHD take the wheel and just go off as a fan first. It's hit or miss, but I feel like I appreciate your respect, and I'd love to talk to you in the future. I'm friends with other people like Marlon Taylor, who was one of the kids in the Losers Club. And would you do like a round table of people for the hell of it? Just shoot shit back and forth?
No, I've never done one, so I could try it. And don't know what it'd be like. So, like I
said,
I'll
get you. I'd love to get you back on in the future. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
And we'll talk about getting you in New England, because I think people would love to meet you, get a picture, an autograph, and I think, get you into a New England bucket list, I think, for America for you. Real quick before we go, any other bucket list? Do you want to go to like New Orleans or California or something?
Well, I've done New Orleans, not with
you. Have done New Orleans.
I went there for a wedding.
Oh,
incredible! We went on for 4 days. And that was amazing. And
never been the vampire lore and all that shit, voodoo, and
the whole thing down there, the whole culture. There's a culture, slight culture shock down there as well. It's,
you like that Cajun food? That's spicy, right? The shrimp and the crawdaddies and shit,
crayfish and that. Yeah, no, I loved it down there. And we were treated like kings and queens when we were down there, because the people that organised the wedding, it was first class. It was.
Oh man, you were in the fucking. That's cool. Yeah. So, are you the type of guy where you try anything once? Would you try like cow tongue or something silly like a June bug or something?
No, probably wouldn't try cow's tongue.
That's a thing that you do in Alabama.
Why would they eat cow's tongue? I'm not sure. No.
So you got a limit, Carl. You got a limit.
I was just thinking that. Mind you, I've eaten snails. I quite enjoy those, so that's pretty weird, isn't it?
Delicacy in France, they say, snails. Yeah. That's true.
It's good. They're good, but I think it's more of the butter and the garlic and the parsley they put with it than the actual snail. But
what about Egyptian food? What'd you try there?
Egyptian? It's more vegetables out there because of the heat. Obviously the meats are harder to preserve, so I stuck to vegetables out there. It's
Escargot. Yeah, he's a charcuterie
Okay.
board type of guy. He does this charcuterie board and whiskey.
I mean, he's just being posh now, isn't he?
You would get along with him. He's a cool dude. He's into serial killers and shit. He's a little crazy, but he's a good shit. Carl, dude, this will be on my YouTube channel tomorrow. Thank you for sharing it on your page. A lot of people don't share. I noticed that you shared it on your alien page.
Well, you know, we're doing it to share, aren't we? So
well, that's cool, man. That's what you think. I appreciate you. I'd love to get you back on in the future and get you some New England dates, Carl. Any last words?
No, well, just thanks for having me on, and look forward to seeing who's ever watching at some of these conventions in real life. That'd be great. You know, it's just say you saw me on this and saw me talking to Adam and
name drop me. I invited my whole friends list to follow your page, your alien page. So if you get a lot of likes, it's from me, brother. I will be your biggest supporter because you treated me good, and I will share the shit out of your shit. When I go with Donnie in the truck, I'll be like, "Hey, Carl Toop, get him down here, Bangor." I'll tell all these people, Salem.
Spread the word.
I appreciate you, Carl. You've been a great guest.
Really good time. Thanks ever so much, Adam. Thank you.
So thank you guys for watching. I forget who the guest is next week. Tune in next week, Historians. Thursday.